welcome everybody to Let's Grow Pulling. Happy Monday, June 12th. We have an exciting show tonight. 4 promoters. We're going to start off with Maumee Valley Pullers. We got Denver Gitchie. He's one of the directors at the Maumee Valley Pullers. And we're going to, around 8:15 or so, we're going to talk to Ricky and Julie Rose from Hutchinson. And then Brett Wilkins and Randy Dunklaw from Arlington, Nebraska. And then around 8:45 or so, we'll talk to Roger Baum from Macville. So pulling season's really getting going everywhere. So it's kind of crazy there. So Denver, welcome to Let's Grow Pulling. How are you doing tonight, sir?
We're doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good. You do have a face for radio. This is nice. You know, we can just hear you, Charles. Is there any way we could just turn your camera off, Charles, and just hear your voice? Or
yeah, that's fine. I can do that for you.
Bruce, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Good. Douglas Borth, how are you, sir?
Living the dream after the weekend.
Yep, absolutely. Got rained out in Ravenna there. So Denver, let's talk Maumee Valley Pullers. I got there's 3 posters I can put up on the screen, but this seems to be the poster that kind of covers the entire weekend. So take over, sir.
Well, it's June 16th and 17th, of course, right at the Fulton County Fairgrounds, Wauseon, Ohio, 8514 State Route 108, right at the Turnpike exit. I mean, if you get off the Turnpike, you are there, okay? And that's Wauseon, Ohio. It's going to start on the 16th, and it's going to be $10 to get in. Gates open at 4. Registration starts at 5. Polling starts at 7. That's going to be more of a local night or not a NTPA night. That's coming Saturday night. What's coming Friday night is the street stock gas trucks, limited street gas, 2-wheel drives, street stock, semis $4.99 and down of horsepower, and then the next class of 500 and up from there, and then of course the crazy older stock. And Charles, I know you've seen those before, many a time. Yes, you have. The hot farm tractors, super pullers, super fields, and just on down the line we go. And we're going to run 2 tracks all weekend. That's wow. Friday night. Yeah.
So Friday night's kind of like a big brush pull, for lack of better terms, Denver?
Yeah, for lack of better terms, it's like a brush pull, I guess you'd want to say. But these guys that are coming, they'll put their heart in it, as you guys both know. Yeah,
no, I don't mean that in a derogatory term. I just mean from the sense just a whole bunch of different classes and things. So.
Yep. Sure thing.
Good stuff.
Yep. Well, we've done a lot to the grounds. We've added brand new LED lights. I mean, this thing is lit up like a ball field anymore. Last year we lasered the track to get the correct amount of fall on it, not only side to side, the lengthwise of the track. You know, we've done quite a few things, and we're all happy. We're probably one of the few organizations that really gets along with the Fair Board.
That's the truth.
We know everybody on the Fair Board and Maumee Valley Pullers have just fostered a relationship that just wants to make that grounds grow bigger and more things happening on it. And the grounds crew, they go way above and beyond to keep things just perfect around there. And it's all come together in the last 3-4 years, and we're real grateful.
How many events do you guys have in here, Denver and Wauseon?
We'll do 4 different weekends in Wauseon. We'll do, of course, the one you're seeing now coming up. We'll do a NATPA July 28th and 29th, and that's one of their national qualifiers. We're going to come back September 1st and 2nd. We'll do Fulton County Fairground, their pull right there for the fair, and then a NTPA show that next night. With 2 tracks, you know, 4-wheel drives, minis, hot farms, mods, pro stock 4-1s, 2-wheel drives. I mean, you know, 2 tracks can't go without the Holmans being there. And then Thanksgiving Day weekend, we're coming right back at a championship run with the Winter Nationals, the Maumee Valley Winter Nationals. Friday and Saturday right after Thanksgiving.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I mean, Ohio is clearly one of the biggest polling states there is. I know, you know, that'll piss off the other 49 or whatever, but I don't think anybody can argue with Ohio being one of the top polling states from events and venues and different things like this. Where did Maumee Valley, is that just like a name of like a geographical area there, Denver? Why do we call it that?
Well, it was started back in '92, and it was just kind of a group got together. And of course, being from the Maumee Valley, it became the Maumee Valley Pullers. And pretty soon they did pulls for the fair and did things like that. And a few years later, the fair board come to them and says, just take it over. And so that's kind of how it was born, and it just went from there.
It's awesome. Awesome.
Driving past that place, that's one of those, you could probably have a tractor pull at that grounds every weekend. That's one of those places that needs to be used.
Oh, yeah.
Never been there, but I've driven past it many times.
Yeah. Well, their grounds is even open year round for campers. Say you're, passing through and you need a place to stay for a night or two, or maybe you've got somebody in their local hospital or visiting family there. They'll rent you the spots even for as long as you want them like that. It's really
I've
neat.
loaded shingles next door a couple times.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right? It's a well-used and well-maintained grounds.
Yeah, it is. I will vouch. I've been there a few times. The place is beautiful. It's a great place to go see a pull.
You're right, Charles. It is.
So the semi-truck pull, there's a separate poster for that, Denver. I have that on the screen right now. So the semi-pulls are Friday night then, right? That's the $4.99. There's a couple classes of semis, it looks like.
Yeah, the semis are going to be Friday night, but we're also going to have a semi-truck show and shine Saturday, and it's getting a whole lot larger than what we thought was going to happen. I mean, it's growing and growing, and thanks to our guys that are doing it, Bryce Mall and Bill Huddy, they're working their wheels off trying to get it done, and it's getting big.
Now,
That's gonna
Denver,
be-
do you live close to Wasion, Ohio? How did you get to be part of the directors and be one of the big wheels there?
Well, I live about 40 miles from Wasion, and I've been associated with Henry, Lucas, Fulton, and Wood County all my life. And it just kind of comes natural. My dad, long story short, my dad used to be a route salesman for the Tony Bakery Company. And we'd take him to Fulton County Fair 2 days. The first day, I could stand him right under a tree, one of those big, huge oak trees there. I could stand him under a tree and literally go get something to eat and then walk around and look at all the farm equipment and come back. And he'd stand right there because so many people knew him. Second day, I'd take him and we'd go look at stuff. So, yeah, Fulton County Fair is been in the future. And so that's how I kind of got acquainted with that. And as far as the Maumee Valley Pullers, friends, just good friends said, come see us, come be with us. And so I have, and it's really, and it was a good decision.
I love this format. Friday night, kind of bringing in, your gas trucks and your semi trucks and the tractors, the altered farm. And Saturday during the day, the tri-state mini rods and some garden tractors and national quarter scales. And then Saturday night, bringing in the NTPA. That's smart. I mean, you really, from an advertising point, Denver, you literally get to see everything in pulling in 2 days. That's a hell of a good idea.
Yeah, and the prices aren't over the top either. I mean, it's $20 to get in on Saturday, and it's $10 to get in on Friday, and that's pretty neat. And then children under 6 are free. So my gosh, we want to make it affordable for the family. Plus, we've got food vendors of all styles coming in, and it's going to be a family. Try to be a family organization. And just a family show Friday and Saturday night.
If you're just joining us, we got Denver Getchie, one of the directors of the Maumee Valley Pullers, on with us right now. We have a big event coming up this Friday, June 16th, Saturday, June 17th. Got their poster up on the screen right now. I'm going to put the link to their Facebook group in the comments. We've got a bunch of people watching, so head over and check that out. Jump on that group. And if you're in that Ohio area, Wasion, Ohio, I'm looking for something to do this weekend. I think I found something for you to do this weekend. Looks like Friday night. You go enjoy yourself. And like I said, 2 great days of truck and tractor pulling. Charles, how far is this from where you live, bud?
It's a good 2 hours to get down there from here.
Okay. Denver, like Friday night, what would be some of your bigger classes for numbers? Like, do you get a lot of semi trucks? I would assume you would, like especially in like that 499 or less class.
Yeah, we'll get quite a few trucks in the 499 or less class, but it's pretty competitive around our area with that street stock gas. And then you get into the tractors. You get the 8 mile an hour classes. Those guys are pretty competitive around our area. It's kind of it's a good class. You can get into it and without having to worry about busting up the farm to make it work. So
Yep.
those gas classes are going to be pretty hot, but then those diesel tractor classes as well.
Yeah, the 8,500 pound, 8 mile an hour altered farm stock. I'm guessing there'll be quite a few of those.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yep.
And there's a 6,500. Well, now is there like a small association that kind of does that, or is it just kind of a group of guys and gals that kind of put together these classes out there, Denver?
We put the classes together. We don't set the rules all for all the classes, but we do put the classes together because this is a lot of fans tell us what they want. And
Okay.
if we can accommodate that, we will. Now, can't always, of course, as we all know here on the screen tonight, but if we can, we do.
Yep. No, I agree with you 100% there. Any sponsors or any other volunteers or anybody you want to thank tonight, Denver?
Well, there's a group of 4. Of course, all of our sponsors, the ones that have been with us continually, they've been a great returning multi-year sponsors. M.E. Miller, for one, is very possibly, I guess I'd have to go back and check the actual books, but M.E. Miller has been one of our long standing sponsors, and a big thank you to those folks. And we've got some new and exciting sponsors coming on for 2023. And you talk about exciting things. Just this last year, we started what we don't have a fancy name for it because the heart's on the inside, not the outside. It's our junior members club that we have some of these kids that have got the real interest in pulling that we know can maybe handle some equipment, and we're not worried about it. We call junior members, and we bring them in. We put them with different members of the club. We make sure that they're aware of all the actions of the club and what the reactions of the club are too, and the obligations of the club, and they love it. They love it. We've got 4 of those, some of the nicest kids in the club right now that are some of the hardest workers that you've ever seen. So I don't want to hold up anybody else here tonight, but what I'm telling you is do that if you can. It'll be worth its time.
No, it's okay. Ricky and Julie haven't jumped on yet, so you get some bonus minutes, Denver. So you're good to go. Maybe I know Ricky Rose can tune 8 engines on a modified tractor, but I know he sucks at technology, and I like picking on Ricky a little bit like that. So it's all good. It's all
That's
good.
Denver,
Yes.
you may have already answered this question, but how many years have you has this particular show, this particular date been going on?
Well, this started in 1992, and this particular event that we are looking at tonight has been one of the making over the past probably 5 years. We've had different classes, different times, different whatevers, and tried to hone in on what we thought was going to be a good all-around presentation for a wide amount of people. And this is where we've got it at.
And how does the crowd respond? Is this a big crowd? Is this pack stands? Is this half stands? Is this
There's probably a half
fans coming
crowd.
early, or?
Yeah, well, if you've been to the Fulton County Fairgrounds, and of course Charles has, then if you look at the grandstands, they're awful tall. They're awful big.
Yes.
If we can set up a half of that grandstand and a lot of infield, and we're pretty happy with that.
So
No.
then let me ask you this, in lieu of asking you what you would go pulling in, since you're a promoter, I'm going to ask you the question: what's the key to the success of this event? What if there were only 1 or 2 bits and pieces that you could pass along to Ricky and Julie, or to Randy Dunklau, or some of these other promoters that are joining us here tonight, or a new promoter? what would you tell us?
Never give up. Don't be afraid to compromise a little. But remember, it's for the fans and it's for the pullers. It's not for you. I guess that's what I
So
got.
reading between the lines, it's put you aside and remember why you're doing this.
Yes, sir. It's for the sport. It's for the sport, the love of the sport.
Roos, you got to ask. Denver's a legendary announcer. You got to ask him his question. The famous Ryan Roos question. So.
Well, since Ricky and Julie are late.
Well, Julie's on now, but we'll leave her out for a second. So she's doing her hair and putting her makeup on, and she's back in the green room. So.
That's right.
Ryan, you
Julie,
got to do it, Ryan.
Julie, if you can hear this, I'm asking you next. So just be ready.
Well, no,
Denver,
you're
if
going to
you
give her
can
some
take
time to warm up, huh?
anything, you're going in cold. I don't know if you know that I asked this question, but if you could steal anything for a weekend and go pulling with it and not have to fix it if you wreck it, what would you take pulling, and where would you take it and why? This can be any vehicle, past or present. If you want to take Doc's time machine back and steal something, if you want to steal bad medicine, be my guest.
I don't believe it'd be anything old. I believe that I have to believe that it would either, I guess I'd have to say Matt Durbin's Sidewinder. I love the track.
Did not see that one coming. Good for you, man. Why?
Matt's a great guy. I think 100% of Matt, and he probably would let me do it anyhow. But I just that tractor is always, there's one strawberry in the patch that you really, really think is sweet, and that's the one for me.
Where would you pull it?
Probably Wasion. I know the track there, and plus
All
it's
right.
a good track.
Is Matt coming this weekend? Do you need to bring your fire suit? I mean, we can arrange this.
Well, I know. I'm like Charles. I've had more than one opportunity, and the guy's got to be careful what he asks for in this business sometimes, or leans towards, because you'll either get it given to you, or you'll get kicked off the ledge. So, well, one of these days that might happen.
Have you ever done that before? I know Charles has. Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I have, and I had to stand back from it a little bit because you can just feel the tingle in your blood.
It is dangerous, isn't it?
It's a trap, Denver. It's a trap. It's a trap.
Yeah. It's like eating the first chip,
Well, awesome. Well, Denver, good luck this weekend. Thank you for joining us. Again, for all of you in that Wasion, Ohio area, Maumee Valley Pullers, Friday night. They got a whole bunch of classes, gas trucks, stock trucks, semis, tractors. Saturday, they got some mini rods Friday night as well, starting at 7 o'clock. Saturday during the day, they got some garden tractors, some national quarter scale as well. And then Saturday night is their big NTPA show. So, Denver, thanks for coming on, and we'll see you down the road. Okay, buddy?
All right. Thanks. Safe travels
See you,
for you
Denver.
guys. It's always glad to see you, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Take care. Thanks, Denver.
Thank you, Denver.
Denver Getchie talking Maumee Valley Pullers. We're going to bring on Julia Rose next. She's got her makeup on, so we can bring her on the air. I want to get rid of there. So, Julie, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. I don't have my makeup on, but
That's okay.
yeah, I'm here.
It's all
So,
good. Well,
no,
you're
just, busy.
it's Power Pole week. How you feeling?
Pretty good. We have everything kind of wrapped up. Just the little stuff that you have to wait the few days before and the day of, and there's always some of that. But we're ready. Year 30.
I can't believe that. That's a crazy. Can you give us a
Wow.
history of the Power Pole Nationals in Hutchinson, Minnesota, Julie?
Well, kind of. Actually, there's a few years there where we took a break, COVID being 2 years, and then it actually started at the farm in 2000 or in 19, 19. Oh my God, 1985. There was a couple years we did at the pull, and then we took a break again from promoting, and then it started in Arlington again. We started back up in 93 and 94, I think, or somewhere in there. And then in 95, it went to Hutchinson, or 96. So we figured 30 years is good enough, or over that. So we're gonna celebrate. So
I
yeah,
like it. I like it. Being the only Grand National NTPA hook in Minnesota, Julie, I would think it's got to get pulling fans excited.
they are. I've been getting a lot of calls, a lot of emails, and yeah, I visited a lot of our sponsors and implements and people that even aren't our sponsors, but meeting with them, and they're all excited and say they wouldn't miss it. And of course, we can't do it without the fans, so we're excited. You know, we love to hear that, and that's why we keep on doing it.
Like Charles Arus, I know you guys haven't been able to get to this one, but like what you hear about the Power Pole Nationals in Hutchinson from your circle of friends and fellow promoters and photographers and videographers and stuff like that. What's the word on the street or the rumor mill?
It's everything I hear is that it's can't miss. I mean, you need to go and see it, and it's quite the coming out party for the early part of the season to see some of these classes.
Agreed. It's a huge grandstand. It's a huge crowd. So, Roos, what have you heard?
I heard I think the funniest thing that I've heard actually happened this weekend. And Julie, you haven't heard this yet, but I'm going to tell you, and you're going to laugh.
Okay.
When the Saturday night session was starting in Farley,
Yeah.
I was hanging around with some of RJ and Brandon's crew, and they're looking off at the radar on their phones, and one of them said, we ought to just say screw this and just go load everything for Hutch. That way we're ready to go and we can get some sleep this week so we can be ready and we can be there on time and not have to scramble. So they've got Hutch on the brain.
I like that.
I figured you would.
Good. Yeah.
And then they got their wish, but they didn't end.
We appreciate.
I don't think they loaded anything.
What was that, Julie?
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I said it's kind of a bummer that they got rained out. Nobody likes to see that. So.
Well, I will say this: it's easier when you have a bar on site. So I'm not going to lie, I got to hang around with a lot of those guys, and this is purely selfish, but I don't get to hang around with a lot of those guys. I don't get to hang around with a lot of you competitors because I see you from 50 feet away through a camera lens for about 13 seconds.
Yeah.
Unless your name is Steve Bunnage on Friday night, in which case I saw you for a little longer. There's a silver lining to those rainouts. And I ended up having a heck of a good time with some of the mini rod guys and RJ and Brandon and all these guys that I really don't get to hang around with. So yes, I wish that it had gone better. I wish we could have gotten the show in. Actually, I yelled at Greg Randall. I said, we appreciate that you brought the rain. Could you have held it for maybe another 3.5 hours, please? But there is a lot of buzz. A lot of people looking forward to it. Talked to Peter Norton. I think he's planning on coming up as well. And he said it'll be a long drive, but I know it's going to be worth it. So
yeah. So are you saying that if we have a rain out, we should drive our beer truck over to the 4-H building and then just open the doors.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
We could
I
bring
think
the
the beer-
bar. We could
I
make
think
the
the-
bar.
I think the beer truck should be parked preemptively in the 4-H building because that way the truck doesn't get hot and the beer doesn't get hot.
And you don't get wet.
I got to
Bingo.
call my promoter that I'm working for this weekend. I'm canceling on him. I'm coming out there.
I think that's a great idea. We can do that.
Doug, living in Ellsworth your whole life, basically, what does Hutchinson mean to you? Because that's a lot closer to you, and you're a big fan of the NTPA with the minis and all that stuff over the years. What does Hutchinson mean to you?
It's always been one show to see. We had 3 weeks in a row. We go to Ellsworth and Hutch and then to Toma, and then Rockwell later on. But we've got a solid month of pulling through there of top-notch shows.
Yep. No, it's a hoot. I know. I love your billboards, Julie. Before I knew you and Ricky, I just love your billboards. You'd always post them on Facebook and different things like that. And they're on the front of your website right now. And again, it's powerpolenationals.com. If you can still get tickets online, Julie, can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, you can get tickets online, absolutely, or you can get tickets when you get there.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's just through our website, and then you get forwarded to, I think it's called the Race Track app or Race Side. I don't know. I got super guys that do all that for me, so they got it set up, and I don't have to worry about it.
That's how it's supposed to go, Julie. That's how it's supposed to go. So.
Yes.
Julie,
Yeah.
Julie, is there a price break if people are buying online?
It is
Or is it-
$25.
or is it-
Yeah, it's $25 online and $30 at the gate. I think that's the advance sales are $25, and then after I think Thursday coming up, then they go to $30. Kids 10 and under are free. We wanted to give some parents the opportunity to save a little bit if they want to bring their kids. So we love the kids, of course. So that's what we did.
I want to bring up the website quick before we let Julie go. So here is the powerpolenationals.com website for all of you fans of checking that out there. There's a billboard I was talking about. I just love that billboard. That's so cool. Got Robbie Russell on there and Islands. Did Islands hurt anything this past weekend in Ellsworth? I didn't call Brent Yarin. I hope everything's okay. So I think they had one of their trucks there. So
I think
Yeah, they had
Esden
that
hurt
one.
something.
what's that?
Esden hurt the tractor.
Oh, you're talking about? I was talking about Islands semi truck. That's on the
Well,
billboard.
that seems. Yeah, Esden's got a little boo boo. I think. I hope it's nothing serious, but
Last I heard, it was they had a cable on the guillotine fail.
I'm going to go to the power. Julie, before I let you go, I want to show everybody the thing you do with that little 6-pack. I think that's a hell of a good idea. And I want to share that with everybody. Bring it up to Power Pole Nationals page
Yeah.
right now. And Katie's
It
done a
is a
really
really
good job
cool
with the
6-pack.
beverages, and Katie Ricker's done a really good job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
this
has.
post right here. Yep.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
computer. You
Put a
can do it.
6-pack
There we go.
together, have some ice in there. Yeah, it's a great thing. It's a lot of fun. It's the right color for us.
Yeah, Case IH is your big sponsor. It's all good. June 16th and 17th, McLeod County Fairgrounds, 7 p.m. both nights.
Yeah.
7 p.m. both nights. So
So you were going to ask me something about what tractor puller I would steal and where I would go?
yes.
Well, I don't think you're
I
supposed to
would-
kidnap a human.
No, it's more exciting, Ryan, if she does. It'll be more like O.J. Simpson and the White Bronco. Julie
All
Rose.
right. Fine.
No,
Whatever. Your show.
I want Esden Lane. I want Esden Lane's toy, and I would take it to Chapel Hill.
Nice.
So I've always wanted to. I drive tractors, but I've never driven a pull-in tractor. So I think that would be kind of a wild ride.
I thought you drove the mod once.
Oh, I did that, but I just said I've never driven
A tractor.
a tractor, pro
She
stock.
wants to blow smoke.
Yeah, I do. But yeah, no. modified pulling was definitely a highlight of my life, and I had a blast doing that. And I'll never, I'll just always appreciate that, and I guess let the guys do it now, but I know how it feels. So I think lifting the front end on a diesel tractor would be a little bit, cool as well. So
I like that. I like that a lot, Julie. I like that a lot. So good stuff.
yeah.
Well, as you're prepping up this week, if you need anything, just get a hold of Douglas, okay?
Okay, I will do that. Thank you.
Yep, and we'll see you Friday.
Friday.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Julie. Good luck.
Julie Rose, she says she's never driven a tractor. That was funny. She wants to drive a diesel super stock, I believe. So we're going to switch gears now. We're going to move to Nebraska, Arlington, Nebraska, Arlington Youth Sports Poll. You guys, this whole poll, we've talked about a lot of the benefit stuff, but all their money here goes to youth sports in Arlington, Nebraska. So this is super cool. Super cool that they do it the way they do. Randy Dunklaw is going to come on with us, as well as Brett Wilkins, and really, really neat poll. And I think people in Nebraska are going to be itching to go pulling, Doug, after the big rain out in Ravenna last weekend. So I don't know how far Arlington is from Ravenna, but we'll just ask these. We'll ask this Randy and this Brett guy. How was it going, guys?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you. Randy, can you put a hat on or something? It's a little shiny there. So. No, it's all good.
Just
Great.
put on the turtle wax.
There you go. Great to have you on the show tonight, Brett. Randy, can you guys talk about your event? Explain the whole Arlington Youth Sports Poll, what that means, and how your truck and tractor poll with the Outlaws benefits the local kids.
Well, we've got the youth sports, and also we do the FFA group. They started 7 years ago. And I think there's 63 kids now. Last year was the first year they got to go to nationals. We wrote them a check so they could go to nationals. The youth sports, we started back in with a poll back in 2004, and we did Nebraska Bush till 2011, and it's been outlaw ever since.
Nice.
Arlington Youth Sports is basically a program that got started to help kids with registrations and whatnot to do sports throughout the whole year and help them with the high registration costs and whatnot. And so the program has really done well for itself, I feel. And when we do this fundraiser, it benefits all that. So any sports that need equipment, registration help, supplies, referee fees, whatever, this is part of what it goes for. And then as well as our local FFA chapters.
That's awesome. Cole Lundell says me and Dad will be there in Arlington. It'll be a nice Father's Day deal. Yeah, I like that. So
Yeah, it's always been a good time. Father's Day weekend.
it's a good way to spend all of that stuff there. So I want to bring up the Facebook page right now, Brett and Randy. Randy, how long have you been pulling?
I started when I was 13 years old.
So just a couple years ago.
Yep. Pulled some farm stock for a while, and then bought a diesel super when I got out of high school for a few years, and then I just kind of helped my brother and cousin when they pulled farm stock, and then we bought the old Connors tractor, the white 4250 Connors tractor. So
Nice. I didn't know that. I learn more and more every day. There's a picture of Ryan Boyson without it like 10 feet in the air. I like that. I think Ryan would be happy that we shared that photo instead of always doing everything else.
Ryan might like that picture.
Yep, I thought he might. Here's Daley Paulson. Now, I think we're going to see Lane Paulson's new 4-1 as well make his debut this weekend, correct? I think Paulson's have 2 4-1s now. So, Russ Dostal's checking in. Great poll. Love going to this one. Yeah, Russ, if you got any, memories or thoughts or questions for Randy and Brent, type them into the comments here, and we'll get all that up here for you. Again, we're talking Arlington, Nebraska this Saturday, June 17th, Arlington Youth Sports Poll. 6:30 is the start time, but aren't you having like a pedal poll, Brett, and stuff ahead of time as well?
Yes, we do. We have a pedal poll this year for the first time, and we open the gates at 5, and registration will be between 5 and 6, and they start pulling at 6 o'clock, and then the main event starts at 6:30. So we'll have the pedal pull going along with the big pull. And as long as you have a gate admission, then the pedal pull is free. So something for the kids to enjoy. I think it'll be fun. Bring the whole family. Never done this before, so it's a statewide. I think it's even a nationwide event. As they're medaling the top 3 of each age group and boys and girls. So then, if you make it to the top 3, then you get to go to state. You win state, then you get to go to nationals. So as far as the pedal pole goes, it's pretty cool.
That's super cool. The kids will get pretty pumped up for that. Again, gates open at 5 o'clock this Saturday. Have you guys been really dry? How far are you from Ravenna, Randy?
We're about 3 hours east of Ravenna.
Did you pick up any of that rain that canceled them this past weekend?
Yeah, we right here in town, we got about 2 inches, which is going to be great. We're going to start Wednesday night and open it up and put a bunch more water on the track because there is no moisture underneath.
Yeah, we're super dry. It's so dry. I've tallied up in the last 2.5 months before this weekend, we had about 85 hundredths of rain. So it's been super.
Good
super
Lord.
dry. Yeah, so we needed that rain, but it's still not enough. We're going to have to water the track, but we always have a good track. It always pleases everybody, it seems to. So
also, Jason, they are going to have the young guns are going to sign autographs, and the kids can see their tractors down there for when they got registration. So we're going to bring the tractors and some of the young guns up so they can talk to them and sign autographs.
Brett, track aside, did that rain come softly enough that it didn't just run off and just become wasted?
Well, I feel like it's clay, so it's soaked up quite a bit of the moisture. But I mean, we're going to still rip it open and put more water into it. So
no, I'm talking about the farmers around.
Oh, it come pretty nice. We had a
it was a useful rain. It wasn't just downpour and just run off.
Yeah, I misunderstood you. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, it was a good rain. I think we didn't have any wind damage hardly to speak of, and it came nice and easy over the course of Friday and Saturday night.
Yep.
So yeah, much needed. I think the crops grew about a foot around here.
I'll bet you could hear them growing.
Yeah.
They were
Stick your
screaming.
ear, just go stand out on the front porch and you can just hear the corn going, ah.
Oh yeah, very much so. Well, both Randy and I farm, so I mean, we were begging for it, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this weekend's supposed to be pretty nice. They say 81 degrees and partly sunny, so I feel pretty confident. They even have a chance of rain maybe on Friday, but we'll have the track prepped enough that it'll handle the rain whether it does or not. So, but yeah.
Handled 5 inches that one year.
Oh yeah. We've been able to handle rain in the past. We've had 5-inch rain one time, and we ended up. Nobody thought we were going to have it, but we ended up having the pull. So it was a good one. We've only had to cancel twice. We had once for COVID.
Don't say that out loud.
Oh, I know. Trust me. I know.
Don't finish that sentence.
Right. But
what class does the town of Arlington really respond to most? What all classes are you guys running?
We are running 3500 Pro Field, the light limited mods, the Pro 4x4s, the light super stock ag, light limited pros, super farm, and the limited pros.
Mark Ulmer just commented, looks like Eleanor and the Weapon will make it to Arlington, Randy. So
that's awesome.
Very good.
All the other light super ag guys went, shit.
Yeah. Brett, you better get the crew out there and maybe lengthen the track by at least 75 feet.
Bruce's funny story with that night in Manila when what Ulmer almost parked it in the eco tuning trailer, right? Is that what you said that night?
Pretty much in the registration booth with the girls.
Yeah, with the girl.
He could legit see the whites of their eyes.
Oh, shoot. Again, if you're just joining us, talking with Randy Dunklau, Brett Wilkins from Arlington to Nebraska. Well, I don't know if you guys are from Arlington, I'm assuming. But the Rumble in the Dirt Championship Tractor Pull this Saturday, June 17th, 6:30 start, Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association. Again, I think everybody is itching to go pulling. I mean, I think Ravenna was set to have a really heck of a good crowd, guys. And, I mean, you don't wish a rain out for anybody, but for Arlington, it could be a little bit of a blessing in disguise. So, for your crowd.
I feel the same way. I feel like we're going to have a lot of hooks and it'll be a good night. The weather will be nice. So come on out.
Yeah, we got a Dave Nelson sighting. He said that's where I'll be sitting in Manila. No, I'll be in the announcer stand, Dave Nelson, in Manila. Because the great Ron Stone's going down to Texas, and I'm handling Manila that night. So that'll be Warren Bauer, right? He'll be sitting in the trailer, right, Doug?
Right. Yep.
We'll have Mark Ulmer aim for him. So that night down there.
So,
It's
Randy,
all-
Brett,
we
what
don't need to give him
what
another
class
heart
does
attack.
the town of Arlington just go nuts for? What class do they really respond to?
Oh, I don't know. They like smoke, but this year, for the first time, we're bringing for a while the light limited mods in. I think they're going to enjoy them. They like some noise too. So
Yeah, they
Yeah.
like a lot of noise. They like
That's
pickups.
that's one of my favorite classes. That light mod class is something else.
Well, it's the closest thing I feel like to European modified pulling roofs. We read those comments a lot, all the different engine combinations and different things like that.
Mhm.
There's a little bit of everything, legitly, in that
Yeah,
light
the only-
mod class with the Outlaws. So
Yeah, the only thing that nobody's been brave enough to build a radial yet, but that's about it. Everything else we got covered.
I met a guy in Canada this weekend. He's ordered 5 of them, and that's a different story. So,
Oh, jeez.
yep.
That's going to be a real big mod.
Well, no, he's not going to put them all on one, Ryan.
I know.
Well, he might. That'd be kind of cool. So I don't know how you.
Just a long frame, just a real long frame and about
long frame.
19,000 pounds.
Mark Ulmer says, want to say thank you to the crew at Arlington for doing a great job and what a great event for the kids and the fans. And
Thank
then
you.
Leteto's chiming in. Holy cow, we got the whole Outlaw Nation here. And there will be a mod with the 4-1 setup. So Charles, I haven't told you this yet. I don't know if Roos has heard it, but there's a light limited mod with a 4.1 diesel motor in it. So
I respect that.
yeah, I respect
I do too.
that. And Engage Ott's new debut with the chassis and the paint job. No, Randy, I think you hit that right on the head. That light limited mod class is going to be a crowd favorite in Arlington out there Saturday night. Wilkins, how did you get sucked into all this? I know Dunklau, he's screwed because he's got the pulling tractor stuff. But how did you get suckered into all this?
Well, as a kid, growing up, I always loved tractor pulling. And so when Randy started looking around he came up with this idea and he started looking around and I just jumped at it and I've been a part of it ever since we started it basically. And I'm out there every time maintaining the track and whatnot. So if you got a problem with the track, I guess you can yell at me. So, but no, it's, I've been in it for quite some time now. So my
Yes,
kids,
Brett, how long has it been running? How
2004,
long have you guys
yeah.
been having that event?
19 years.
Yep.
This will be the 19th.
And we've
What's
only
the
missed
key to
2
this
pulls. So
What's the key to the success of the show?
Oh, it just people support it.
getting the community involved.
Yep. We've got a good
How do
community.
you guys do that? I mean, I know obviously the funds go and they support a great cause in getting kids involved in 4-H or FFA and youth sports, but how do you guys draw in the community? How do you draw in the business or the vendors, the guys who's got the tire shop and yada yada yada? How do you pull them in?
We've got some awesome sponsors and have backed us for probably 19 years. Most of them have been there with us. And Arlington don't have a whole lot of business in this town. I mean, it's more of a bedroom town since we live
Mhm.
close to Omaha, Fremont, and Blair.
Yep.
It's just been a close knit community, and we've always worked together. And we've put up a nice ball complex down here for the kids. We've got a swimming pool. Our school's a good school. There's a lot of good things that go on in this town.
And we've had
All
a
right,
lot of
well, you got the mic right now. Pimp some of those sponsors. Give us, show them some love.
We've got Frontier Co-op that's been awesome. They've been our major sponsor for the last probably 7 years.
Awesome.
I mean, there's so many of them. I'd hate to miss them, but like I said, we've got people like Mark Roberts with Benish Equipment, McGinnis Roofing, P&H Electric. Really Inc. stepped up. He's paying for his class this year for the 4-1 to put his class on, and that helped out a lot. And
Awesome.
Titan Machine, Washington County Bank, just to name a few, Woodhouse Auto Family, Sid Dillon, CNC Diesel in Bennington. It's a truck place that builds, they rebuild pickups, diesel pickups. So I think they've got a few Pullman pickups they've built, and I think they're kind of interested in building a Pro 4x4 diesel pickup they're talking about. So,
Yeah, we got a lot of good local sponsors too. Some in Fremont and whatnot. We got Holstone Foods that's donating a lot of the pork for us, and we've got Becker Trenching, which is just outside of here, Arlington. They do a lot for us, and Eagle Auto, they do a lot for us. They help us out a lot of different ways. So, got a lot of good sponsorship, and to get the community to come behind us, the parents want to help in some way or another, and it's a good way it's a good fundraiser, in fact, just to make a lot of money in one night and go to a good cause. So it helps out, because nobody wants to go out and sell a ton of rolls or cookies or whatever. So this way it brings in a lot of money all in one shot, feels
Good deal. Good deal.
Hey, before we let you go tonight, Cole Lundell says the barbecue sandwiches, that must be the food of choice there. I see Brett smile. You've had a couple, it looks like. Or
Yeah. I've kind of got a trait going on, I guess. I don't know. People seem to love those pork sandwiches. So I do all the cooking on Friday before, all day Friday. I cook all the meat up, and so it's ready to go for Saturday. And so it's fresh, not as fresh as I can possibly make it. But apparently I got a trade secret that everybody loves them. So I haven't had a complaint yet.
Is that pulled pork, Brett?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Is it whole hog or butts?
No, they're just pork butts. So that's what we get donated from Holstone Foods. So
Nice.
we'll have to have a whole separate show about pork butts for you and Brett. Okay, we'll do that with Bruce and Doug.
Well, in fact, I've been cooking for this thing for so long that I tried to cook on a small scale, and I screwed it all up. So apparently I can only smoke on a large scale. So
Jason, that's not an all bad idea that could teach a promoter a thing or six.
No, you've talked about this in the past. Like, I love the questions that you ask promoters. What are you doing that makes you successful? Because we all know it's more than just hanging up a poster, and we're learning all that. Randy knows this. Brett knows this. We got the Baums coming up next with Macville, one of the most prestigious polls in the state of Wisconsin. We've had a lot of great promoters on tonight. I love the questions that you ask, Ryan, because the people that we have on the show know these questions, or they wouldn't be on the show. But there's a lot of promoters watching this looking for advice and different ideas and things like that. So I think that's what makes it fun. But having damn good affordable concessions is super important. So
yep.
Yeah,
go ahead.
We've done a pretty good job. We hang these big posters up and out throughout, which is basically the same thing you got there on the screen. And then we have these little guys. They're like a little bit about twice the size of a business card. Basically the same thing, but has a little bit more. And because we kept having the big ones being stolen, so we have thousands of these scattered all over, and they seem to be working really well. So,
nice.
And then on top of that, we use Facebook and word of mouth, everything like that. So it seems to work.
Nope, that's good stuff. That is good stuff. Well, Randy, Brett, thank you for coming on the show tonight. Thanks for trusting us to help you promote your poll. Hopefully, like I said, the weather works out for you. We'll be out there with outlawpolling.tv. Mackenzie and Chandler from our team will be out there with Kaya. And we're looking forward to promoting the crap out of it and hopefully giving yourselves a big happy grandstands there on both sides of the track. So
We thank
Hey,
you guys
guys.
for everything you're doing. So it
Yep,
makes
thank
a
you.
difference. Thanks.
yeah, thanks, Brett.
Hey,
Thanks,
don't-
Randy. Have a good night, guys.
Thanks,
Hey,
guys.
Hey.
Don't
Hey.
let him off yet.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. Just because Randy pulls something doesn't mean that he's exempt.
Oh,
All right,
my bad.
all right, boys. You can steal anything from any time period in pulling and go pulling with it. And if you wreck it, you don't have to fix it. What are you taking, and where are you going with it, and why? And this is for both of you.
Okay, I'll go first. I'd probably have two of them. One's a mini
No,
rod.
that's not allowed. Pick one.
No, Ryan, come on, buddy.
All right,
I think-
hit me.
One's a mini rod, and the other one is probably Esden's 1486. I've just always loved that tractor and always love watching it run. And where to pull it? Oh, I'm Wisner, Nebraska. It's just our closest pull or a big pull around here up here, and the atmosphere is great.
The mini rod question, real quick. That one surprised me, Randy. I'm not gonna lie. You look smarter than that, is what I'm trying to say. Mini rod guys are a little bit crazy. So
So, Randy, if we got mini rods with the Outlaws, you'd build one and join the group?
I would like to, but I don't know if my wife would let me.
I love it. Brett,
What mini? What mini would you pull?
Bowers, maybe.
that's a
Fair
good
enough.
choice.
That's a pretty damn good choice.
All right, Brett, answer the question.
Repeat, please. I forgot the first
steal-
part of it.
You could steal the keys to any pulling vehicle, present or in the past, and you could take it anywhere and pull it. And if you break it, you don't have to pay for it. What would you take, and where would you hook it?
Oh, gee whiz.
This is a famous Ryan question. Like it's like on every podcast we do now. So,
Wow. I don't know. There's a lot of them.
well, just first one, top of mind. First one.
Oh boy.
The one that's been in your head the longest.
One that's always impressed me, that's here in Nebraska, is a boho boy with their green lightning. That's alcohol.
Yeah.
Dude, they just got it
That
finished
one's
for the
always
year.
impressed me. That thing, I don't know. Even when everybody else runs like crap, that thing always runs. So
I'm just happy you can say their last name. So,
boho boy.
yeah.
That's how you say it in Nebraska.
Well, it doesn't look like that when you're announcing. That's all I'm saying. It looks very bohemian. So.
Where would
Kind
you
of
go?
like Norfolk.
And I would say I'd like to pull it here at Arlington, honestly.
Hell yeah.
Fair enough.
Pork sandwich in one hand, throttle in the other. So.
There you go. And a bush at the end of the track.
Well, guys, good luck this weekend. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Good luck.
Yep.
Waylon,
Hey, how's it going, guys?
is that light pro stock done yet that we keep hearing about out of the Baum stable? So,
Not for this weekend.
is it close in all seriousness, or can you not talk about it?
No, it's not that close.
Oh man.
yeah. But maybe Shipshawana. We'll see though.
Oh, Charles just got all peaked up a little bit. So, Charles, when we think of Fords, we always think of Foresters. No. When you've been to Rogers Farm, they have more Ford tractors than Foresters. That's all I'm going to say. I've been there and I've seen it. So.
That must be a lot of Ford tractors.
No, it's crazy. You can't even get Baum. You can't even get to all of them. So,
Yeah, it's quite the collection now. You know,
I think you got Rudy coming to Macville this year, guys. He just checked in. So,
yep, that's right.
What he said.
he's making this. Turn your phone sideways, Waylon, so you can see your old man. I mean, your dad. So there we go. There we go. Hey, Roger, how are you, buddy?
Good.
Well, we
Jason,
talked
real
about
good.
it on the Badger State show. You had your banner down there on the wobble wheel down at
Oh, yeah.
Shipshawana for Clint's pull. Charles got to announce that a few times this year. The Macville
Yeah.
Nationals. Your event is always going to be special to me because I went on pulloff.com years ago and I typed in who are the people that run Macville I want to help, and that's how I met you and Renee Grody. and it's been a lot of good memories coming up to Macville. So, and your guys' event is just awesome. Awesome. How's the weather looking for you guys this week?
Pretty good. They forecasted it pretty good. You never know. It scares you too when they do that. But it's supposed to be dry for the weekend. Rain tonight and tomorrow, and then looking pretty good for the weekend. So
Good.
yeah, we need the rain. There's no doubt about that. It's awful dry up here, but we'll take the rain. But it'd be great to have a good weekend without it.
Yeah, what's that when every promoter says, like earlier in the week, Doug, if there's rain in the forecast on Monday and Tuesday, that's 4 days away, right? And if it looks good, we're like, woo! Good times. Your guys' event, I mean, I always talk about Friday and Saturday night. Obviously, that's the, your PPL show, your Badger State show. You got the Tri-County mini rods up there. But you do so much more. It's kind of like that Maumee Valley Pullers we opened up the show with. I mean, they, Friday night they kind of have a big brush pull. Saturday during the day they have garden tractors. It's kind of the same thing you guys do as well. I have your poster up here on the screen right now. Waylon or Roger, can you kind of take us through all 4 days of the Macville Nationals?
Yeah. So the Thursday night starts off with like a hop farm pull. There's a few sanctioned clubs that will come in, and then there's also quite a few brush pulling classes too, like kind of like a run what you brung kind of type, and trucks and tractors, and then the Tri-County mini rods, and it's only $10 for admission, so it's a really good show for $10. And
we use NEW Motorsports Club that supports 3 diesel tractor classes, the 785 and 95, and then they have super stock gas trucks, and they'll have diesel trucks, street stocks, and it's a really good night to start out, get the track broken decent, and it just helps, to get everything set up decent. When we had the big crowds come Friday and Saturday, we're all set to go, and it's a nice way to break the weekend in.
Yeah, they're at the grounds right now, guys, and that's one of their beer tents behind them. They have legit beer tents. Like, these aren't pup tents. These aren't pop tents. It's Roger, what's the gate? Like, what's the biggest gate you've had in there, like on a Friday night or a Saturday night? How many people?
6,000 plus.
Yep.
Yep. It's hard to count them all, but in that area. Yeah.
It's legit.
Yeah.
It's
47 years we've been doing it. So we've been really fortunate. Got a lot of great workers, guys working here, and supporting this whole thing. Great sponsors. It's just great. It's a good area for us to be doing this. A lot of farming around this area that there was anyways, and still there's a lot of people that enjoy this country world out here, and just tractors are good. Pulling, it's good life for that.
Yep. Dylan Dirks commented, great track, great crowd, and a very cool setup where the track is there. Looking forward to this weekend up there. So that's pretty cool to see that.
yeah, and we should talk about the Sunday pull a little bit too. That's just a pace of in all pace pull. Any year tractor, any tractor you want, but only 3 rules: pace, the speed limit, the hitch height, and the weight of the tractor. And it's pretty basic rules, but it's a good pull though.
Well, yeah, we'll have 250 tractors, and you only hook once. You can only hook to a tractor once, and that's with all our pulls. And you can run 2 tracks, and it's a nice day to spend Father's Day on a Sunday afternoon out here, and a lot of fathers and grandfathers come out, and get a lot of kids, and so it's good. It's how it all started. 40 years ago.
Is Farmer still around? Does he still announce and help out, Roger?
Yes, he does. Yes, he was. He'll be
How
announcing
old is he now?
93.
Wow.
Good
He
Lord.
started it. He was the first, got this whole thing going.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Great guy. Roger, what's your first memory of the Macville Nationals? You remember, like, when you got in? I know you go to church there at St. Edward's Parish. That's obviously how you get going into all this. But do you have any first memories? Or?
Oh, yeah. That was the first year when they had to pull here. I had a WD-45 with a gas WD-45, and we put a header on it. And I was like 15, between 14 and 15 years old. And And so yeah, it was my first going down the track the first time with that thing, and actually the header blew the smoke or the air down, the exhaust down, and so boy, it made a lot of dust, and it was fun. We had like a 2-barrel carb, downdraft carb on it, and yeah, it didn't do that great, but it was all right. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. How many Baum tractors are going to pull Thursday night? And do you have a hot farm? Do you have a hot farm up there for Badger State? No, you don't. So you'd be pulling Thursday night and Sunday, right?
NEW. Thursday night.
We'll have 7 tractors here on Thursday night, and then probably about 10 or 12 of them on Sunday, or probably more than that on Sunday. But
That's probably much into the shutout.
that's right.
But, yeah, that's with the NEW. We have 3 in there in those classes, and then we'll have 4 others in the open classes. That's from 4,500 up to 12,000 is the open classes, every 1,500 pound increments. So it should be good.
Ryan, I want you to ask your promoter questions because Roger, one of the best up there at St. Edward's Parish.
Well, I was
hear
trying
some of
to-
their ideas.
I was trying to count up how many sponsors you have, but I lost count at like 80 on the bottom of that poster. What's the key to making a 47-year event? How do you do it?
Yeah, a lot of support, and a lot of help from all the the people putting this all together, and yeah, it's these sponsors are actually come to us, and not all of them, they're definitely went out and we go out and solicit, talk to people, but really I think we had 4 or 5 of them that just called us up this year and hey, we want to be part of that, and these are substantial sponsors. This isn't just $100 or it's to be on that poster. It's a $500 at least, and that's the start. So they go from there, and so it's huge to have that kind of support, and coming from all different ways, from the sponsors, and they have friends, and it's all good. We're fortunate. We're a very fortunate place where we live. Where Appleton's not, it's a pretty decent sized town, and Green Bay is 20 miles from here. You got the Fox Valley. This whole area here is, we're not out in the boonies someplace. We're right off the highway, Interstate 41, and we're pretty fortunate for that, to have a great location and have the support. This whole area, we're good.
So is that a year-round thing that you guys are always talking to people and adding on sponsors, or is that the product of 47 years of maintaining and building relationships?
Well, I think you're right. The second part there, yeah, it's the years, the 47 years of just building relationships. It's all it's been good. Every year it seems a little bit more. We get more people just listening to it. Want to be out here, and yeah. Unfortunately, we other than the COVID year, and that was the only thing that was really that was the only one we had to skip, and it seems like we come out stronger now years after that, and it's great. It's again, it's just keep the word around going, and it's and you have a good place, and the kids out here. That's what you need to. We're lucky to have the kids. We do this Dash or Cash. We talked about this before, where you get the money and put it out on the track, and these kids, there'll be 1,000 kids out here. It's just crazy, and that's where you want to get them hooked. You get the kids hooked, and then the parents, they got to get them people coming, and get the the grandpas and the fathers and then the grandchildren, and that's pretty. I said that's a fun part of it all. See the generations and keep it going.
Tradition.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know what else to say. We're very blessed. I like that. And at the church, I have a great church here, and the school for the kids, and all. So it's a great facility for a school.
Well, I don't think
to have this kind of facility.
I don't
Go
think
ahead.
you have to say much more than that. And promoters, if you're listening, you heard what the man said. Build the relationships and keep them.
Yeah, that makes it easy. But I do call. I definitely ask the sponsors year to year, and I used to kind of dread doing that, but now it's always fun because I know them good personally, and it's never. I mean, it's always a smile. Of course, we're gonna sponsor again, and we're so lucky, and it's fun doing that. That makes it. And I know it's not fun going and asking people for money. I don't like doing it at all, but if you have something good that they can benefit hopefully, or just that they enjoy, give them some tickets and that they can pass on some of their customers or employees or whatever, and they feel it's well used and people enjoy it. That's an easy sell. Then it goes a long ways that way. So
that's awesome.
Thanks.
And we just had Colton Bartelt in the comments. He's an NEW puller. He said he was going to try and make it if work allows, and if he does, he's bringing a tractor.
Good.
And as I understand it, he's coming with intent. He intends on hurting feelings and bruising egos.
Sounds
And
good.
He just blushed a little bit. I'm going to get a Snapchat from it. He's going to ball me out, and I don't care. Colton, you do your thing, and you better show up.
You bet. I'm in that class with him, too, so I'll be there. I'll be pulling against
There you
him.
go.
Yeah. That'd be
We'll
good.
put the hot tune on it. Make him work for it.
You betcha. So.
Hey, over the years, Ryan asked this question earlier to another promoter, but what classes do you think the fans get most excited to see, or do they show the most, I guess, clapping, noise, ambition towards a certain class? Roger, is it smoke? Is it spark plugs? What do you see with your fan base?
Geez, there's a lot of the guys like the trucks up here. There's no doubt. There's a lot of truck lovers that really like the mod trucks. We have them every year, and I know I've talked to people. They come back. They really want to see the mod trucks, the 4-wheel drive trucks. The pro stocks and I think that's all. I think the mix of everything really makes it good. Meter rods. I mean, yeah, people love to see the meter rods. I can't say for sure. I know what I like the most, but I like the more the smoke and that. But it's what you want, what everybody wants. It's trying to make everybody happy, and as much as you can. And so I think we got a nice mix of classes this year, and it should be a really good show.
Whalem, are you a better driver than your dad yet on the tractors?
Well, we pulled in the same class quite a bit last year with the 12, 5, 6 miles an hour class, and I think I beat him more than he beat me last summer. But
all right.
Yeah, he's on his 1155 mass he gets by TW5. So yeah, but I agree. He did. I think he's got better tires than I got. I don't know what's the driving.
It's all fun though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, it's all good.
Roger, is there anybody that's been around for the full time, helping with this event that you can list off tonight off the top of your head?
Anybody?
Yeah, or some of the volunteers?
Well, boy, that's gonna be a tough one. We all know Farmer Ben Camp for sure, Irvy.
Yep.
Boy, you got Greg Evan, and we got a bunch of guys out there right now. We're out here working tonight, and just Nick Cuso, and there's so many. Jeff Walters over here. There's no way I can list them. They go on and on forever. And I'll miss some, and I'll still miss them. But Lynn Shu, she's my right hand girl that keeps me up with all the media, and just helps out so much there. And
she does awesome.
Yeah, she's very awesome. You're right.
Hey, Whalem, what's your first memory of the Macville Nationals?
Oh, probably with the pedal tractor pulling and watching my dad pull, on the Sunday pull. With the pedal tractors, that was always pretty fun as a kid. Me and my brother Sawyer would be the only one there with our that we'd bring our own pedal tractors to pull, and but being a fatter kid, I had to pull against the 14-year-old kids when I was only like five years old, so it was always a little tough.
Understood.
And on to the garden tractors.
Right, and then on to the garden tractors, and then the
When you turn 7.
right.
To the garden tractors. Yeah, that's what we still got that going today. You got the pedal pull going, and then we got garden tractors where kids from 7 to 14-year-olds full garden tractors, and it's all really good to see that kind of stuff out. These kids involved, and girls and boys, and we get them hooked in there while they're young.
Yep. So, well, Roger, Waylon, Roos, you want to ask your questions?
I do.
Do it.
If you fellas, both of you need to answer this for me. If you guys could take the keys to any pulling tractor or truck or whatever vehicle, past or present, and go pulling with it somewhere, what would you take? Where would you take it, and why?
So I'd probably get on the light pros out there, Marty's or Smokies, one of them guys, and they're going to be here. They're bringing 4 of them with them this year, and I'd probably pull here in Mackville, might be my hometown, and next year we should be here with my own tractor with that light pro, and that's kind of the little dream we got going on now. So that to me would be, yeah. So it'll be. I just talked to Marty here just an hour ago. They're planning on leaving Thursday morning to be out here with 4 tractors, and hope that class. Hope they have a lot of other light pros out there to compete with and make it a really good class both Friday and Saturday night.
What about you, Waylon?
Yeah, in modern days, I'd pick Mark Smith's light pro and pull here in Mackville or Shipshawana, I guess. But if I had to choose one from back then, I'd choose Kevin Lynn's Notorious, the 8210, and pull it back in the 80s at Toma or at the farm show or something. That would be pretty cool. But
imagine that a 4-guy picking a Kevin Lynn tractor.
Right.
There's rumors that's coming back out on alcohol.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Well, Roger, Waylon, good luck this weekend. Thank you for working with us this year. We're excited. We hope there isn't a place for people to sit on Friday and Saturday night. We hope you sell that place out like you normally do. So
Thanks.
That's still, you betcha.
Yep.
Thanks a lot,
Take care,
guys.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Yep. Thanks a lot.
See you guys.
honest to God, and I know we say this a lot, but they are that pull up there is one of the best. I mean, from organization, from everything. It's if you want to put on a poll, go up and watch what they do up there. But it's an army of volunteers. That poll supports the parish, the church, the school, and there's a strip bar across the street. I mean, it's got everything you need. So it's got everything you need. So
that might have been the more appropriate question to ask those guys is how do you keep the steady stream of volunteers? Because every year we hear of so many guys, so many promoters who cannot keep enough help. They can't get enough help for the show.
well, it's tough. So let's talk about the weekend now. Everybody recap. A lot of people are in different spots. Steve Bunning is not coming on the show, but he did get released out of the hospital today, out of Dubuque. And I haven't got an update, but Rick Crumwright's here. This is Woody's brother, right? Rick and Woody,
that's
brother?
correct.
Okay. Rick says, I'd like to thank everyone that helped us at Farley with Steve Bunning Friday night. Could have been a lot worse than it was. Thanks to Simons and EMTs and the NTPA. Thanks for everyone that helped. Thank you all. We're so grateful. So we'll get an update from Steve. Last I heard is he had surgery. Broken arm, guys. Can somebody nail that down for me? A couple spots,
Yeah.
I think. I got the text message.
He shattered both bones. Well, he didn't shatter. He snapped both bones in his left forearm.
Are those pictures on your personal page, Ryan?
Yes.
With your permission, I'd like to
if
share
you
those on our show.
Yeah, that's fine. Shoot, if you want, send Rick the link. Rick, you want to come on and talk? We'd love to have you.
Brett Yaron says X-ray is gnarly. Yeah.
Oh
No.
God, it sure is.
So I don't know, but
You know, that whole thing was scary, almost carbon copy of what happened to Steve Boyd in 2020. He got to bouncing like that and he broke his wrist that night.
that was in Farley too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
It was on the same track.
Yeah, we've decided that
Same-
track does
same
not
side of the
like
track.
green tractors with drivers named Steve.
Jeez. Yeah, Charles, that's the most honest thing you've said in the last hour and 15 minutes.
You know,
So here's the photos on Roos's personal Facebook page. Rook says, "No, I'm in bed." So it's all good. No, we'll just
Whatever. We
don't-
won't judge. Well,
So
we might a
there-
little, but
Left rear tire starting to lift a little. You can see it.
yeah, it gets light there. That's where the motors, all 4 of them, went to the moon.
And there's where we're starting to go, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's where we start to go up. And then if you go one more further, we get a whole hell of a lot of daylight there. There's daylight under both of those tires.
Wow.
He's not in it. The butterflies are shut.
Yep.
Yeah, in this next picture, you can see his hands. He's got his hands up.
No, they aren't up on purpose.
I didn't think so.
No, that's the moment of impact. That's where
When he came
that's
back down?
when his arm snapped. Yeah,
Okay.
when his arm hit that cage.
Because I saw him reach across in the video, because Chandler sent a video to us right away. I can
Yep.
play that video in a little bit from just his camera. But there's the 2 motors then forward.
And
there's-
then he goes up again.
And
There's
down.
daylight under all 4 tires, isn't there?
There is.
Pretty close.
No, I
That
think
right
that
rear
one
might
is.
be on the ground. So,
If there is, that would be the first time that I've ever seen daylight under all 4 tires of a mod.
Wyatt Schulte says if you overlap Boyd's and Bunny's videos, have them side by side, it's nearly identical. So, oh, okay, Steve. There's Steve. There's the guy.
Hey,
We just
Steve.
made it home, but we will come on there soon. Yeah, no, thank you, Steve. We appreciate you and just glad you're okay, buddy. So,
Steve, listen to your wife.
Yeah.
She's going to tell you not to do things. You need to listen. It'll be for the better. We promise.
dude, we're not marriage counselors, Ryan. We're just trying to promote polling.
She's a nurse, Jason.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She kind of knows what she's talking about.
Well, then I retract my Steve, listen to Lisa. Yeah, that's the picture that makes you just want to throw up a little bit in your mouth right there. So,
Mm-hmm. A lot.
ugh. Just we're glad you're okay, Steve. We're glad you're okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Douglas doesn't have a lot to talk about. He went to Ravenna and it rained. Doug, tell us about Ravenna, Nebraska.
Oh, it was a nice 11-hour journey out there at the motorhome. We got there Friday morning and got our cables and everything strung, and we were almost ready to go at 5 o'clock and it started raining. It actually stormed pretty good. We had the joke was that we had to hold the trailer down because it was blowing so hard, but 2 inches of rain overnight, and they made the difficult decision on Saturday morning at about 9:30 to pull the pin because they were talking rain again at 2 o'clock and get everybody out of there. So it didn't tear the world apart. So we packed up and headed towards Farley, but we missed that as well. So
And that's one thing I want all fans to understand. Sometimes it isn't the track, guys, and Charles can attest to this. It's where the pullers are parked and getting everything to the track. And, you know, that you can scrape a track and go pulling, but there's a lot more stuff going on to that. And I mean, you know what I'm talking about, Charles. We talk about that with racetracks and stuff. I mean, some places are gravel, but most fairgrounds are, you know, grass and dirt, right? Let's be real. And it's a mess. It's a mess when it rains like that. So, because I always read those comments. Oh, you know, it quit raining at showtime. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. So,
yeah, it's almost never about the track when it rains. It's about everything else around the track, parking and pits and all that.
But
yeah, it was fun. I was reading some comments because a bunch of places got rained out this weekend. It wasn't just Farley and Ravenna. It was you know, Ellsworth had to postpone, and did Baraboo get the show off? I think they did.
They did.
But Mexico did not. And I remember reading some of the comments from one particularly obnoxious douche canoe, and I hope he's listening. You're an idiot. Shut your pie hole. Nobody wanted to cancel that show. Okay? Thanks.
I think general consensus.
There's always morons when it comes to a cancellation.
Uh-huh.
Oh, but this guy got about as belligerent as I've ever seen. And I've managed the cancellation of Rockwell on 3 different occasions
Yeah, it always
from a
turns
social
into
perspective. And
always turns into a shit show. I'm usually standing right next to him when it happens, and when you're doing that, and yeah,
yeah.
General
And
consensus.
there was
Nobody
yeah,
wants
one.
to cancel.
No, nobody wants to do that. Nobody is out to take your $20 and not refund it or not give you a show. That's not the way they operate. They live in that same community. They have to see some of you every single week. They are not trying to screw you. So cut them some slack. Seriously. I don't know.
I've always
I get
wondered-
pretty hot
No,
under
no,
the
no.
collar about that.
No, I get it, Ryan. I mean, I guess, did you ever cancel like a football game or a basketball game or something like that? I wonder if, you know, I don't know. I don't know if it's because we care so much about polling, we take it so personal. I think that's part of it with me sometimes. Like, there's times, Ryan, you'll hammer people on the internet, and I'm like, oh, I wish Ryan wouldn't do that. And then there's some days I do it myself. I'm just like, I'm done. That Richard Swank, I'm going to call him out because he's a moron. He was commenting on Steve Bunny's post about he should have put more bolts in the motor. And I said, do you want Steven's cell phone number so you can tell him, Mr. Garden Tractor Puller, you're going to tell Mr. Steve Bunny's how to put your mod together? So then he commented a couple more times and he deleted the whole post. I'm like, you guys, these are our heroes. And they're legitimately putting $400,000 into a tractor, or $500,000. $500,000. That's 500,000. I'm good with math. To come out to win maybe $1,500. And then you're going to be dumb enough to make a comment like that. But then I got to go, we need comments like that because that's kind of what gets the thread going, right, Charles? I mean, that's how the algorithm works. I really wish you wouldn't.
a really
wish
good
you wouldn't
troll
have done
job is better than an actual intelligent comment sometimes.
Yeah.
Some of our most viral posts have been just because of comments, or we misspelled a word wrong, or we called it the wrong tractor, or something like that. And that's just really when stuff takes off. So, but I don't know. These are my heroes that they just, they spend a lot of money to come out and put on a show. And for us to spend $20, and I know people aren't made of money. I get it. As a fan, as a spectator, if you took 5 people to poll, cost your family $100, but I still think it's the cheapest motorsport to enjoy in the world. I mean, hell, one ticket to a NASCAR race is $100. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you wouldn't have gotten to Sonoma that cheap this weekend.
Yeah. I should have screenshotted that comment because they pissed me off because I was, they did. It flat ass pissed me off that somebody can make that ignorant of a comment on something like that. A guy who's been pulling his whole freaking life, his dad pulled. But I mean, stupid is a special gift. And, sometimes you just have to display it and share it out there a little bit. So shout out to Chandler. Yeah. Go ahead, Doug.
I said there's not enough duct tape to fix stupid. There might be enough rope in the world, but not duct tape.
So just don't be a moron, you guys. But maybe you enjoy that. It makes you feel good sitting there typing away, but it's all good in the hood. So, but great video, Chandler. You put this together. I love this, the GoPro on the sled and stuff like that. Here comes Dylan Owens' new mod. We saw this at the Pullers Championship, right, Charles?
Yeah.
That's the Thorn, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Thorn.
So
I think Thorn went 7th on Friday night. I think.
Yeah, he had a bad run on the second one.
Did
I'm
Simon?
pretty sure this is Friday night.
Yeah, they only
What's that?
They only ran the mods one night.
Yeah, they didn't get to run them.
Did
Saturday.
Simons burn one of the pro stocks up? And they get it
Burned a few
fixed?
pistons out of it.
So they were wrenching.
Yep. Yeah, they burned pistons. I don't know, maybe 3, 4, 5 or something, or 4, 5, 6. I think RJ or Brandon told me he got 3, and they put in new pistons and liners, and away they went.
Plus, they put Steve's tractor back together so they could get it home, right?
Well, they stood those motors back up. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even think it made a stop at the hauler until after they had. I think RJ or somebody just said, "You put it in our shop, we'll get those motors leaned up right."
Yeah, they probably have a couple wrenches there that are capable of that, don't you think? So
Potentially.
potentially, Berg
Allegedly.
won Friday night, right? Yeah, first place. Yep.
Yeah.
He's your defending champ too for Grand National, right?
Yep.
Right.
Him and Owens battled it out, I think, last year.
Oh, it went down to the wire.
It was a
Yep.
half
It's a sandwich.
wasn't it?
Yeah, if there'd been one more hook the way they were going, I think Tommy might have got him. But yeah, it went right to the end.
The crowd looked like the best crowd I've ever seen on a Friday night there, Ryan, for Farley. Is that right, or am I wrong?
No, you're right. That was a terrific Friday night crowd.
Okay, good.
That was a great crowd.
How was Saturday night, or did the weather hamper that?
The weather hampered that. You could tell.
What time did the rain come in, Ryan?
Probably about it started to kind of move in probably 45 minutes before showtime. So it was just about the time that people would have started leaving their houses. You know,
Okay.
the Dubuque crowd or the
That's the
Farley
worst.
crowd or whoever.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like so far this year, crowds are better. Every show seems to be quite well attended.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I saw 3,000 Canadians pack it into Manitoba Saturday night up there. Pay $30 a piece to get in. So it was quite that was the biggest crowd they've had on a Saturday night. So
But I bet you take the conversion. That's close to 20, 22 probably.
yeah.
Wait,
No, you're
pop,
right, Doug.
pop that comment of Dylan's back on the screen.
Well, I
Let's
I
talk
took it
about
down
what-
because Steve's coming up.
Let's talk about what kind of a track that was. Wow, we can watch.
Here,
Yeah, let's
hold on
watch
a second.
Steve's.
I want to turn the sound on for Steve. Yeah, I want to turn the sound on for this one. Give me a second. I got to reboot. That's the first time I've seen Chandler's video. That's freaking awesome with the replays. I love it. Here we go. Yeah, then we'll go back to Dylan's comment, Ryan. So he's reaching across with that right arm. Oh. Yikes.
I'm a little surprised that sled didn't yeet that GoPro and send it flying.
He immediately grabs his left arm with his right there. Man, that's wicked.
It's like when the back left tire hit the front of the sled. When it really bucked hard.
Yeah, Rick, Chandler and Mackenzie were there Friday night from our team, and they got. I think Chandler put the video together. Doug, I'm guessing today.
Today, yeah.
He posted this on Facebook a couple hours ago, I think tonight. So I haven't seen that either yet, but he had sent us a video, guys, through his camera and show that out there. So, okay, back to what comment? Dylan Dirk's comment. Here you go, Ryan.
I have I have maintained that is probably the best pulling track on the planet as far as I'm concerned. And I've often mentioned how many times I've watched that track bring trucks and tractors and competitors to their knees with the amount of horsepower that track will take. And Dylan chewed up a set of gears, or his dad did.
Yep.
That track lived up to its reputation as far as I'm concerned. It took every bit of horsepower you had plus some.
So Rick, who keeps commenting, he's part of Steve's crew. That's what he knows what he's talking about. So, but again, they put back in the frame. Simons are great people. They'll help out. I love it.
Yep.
So, let's see here. Brian Eichhorn jumps in. This is a big one here. Speaking of good crowds, few fan takeaways from the Dragway 42 OSTP show Saturday night. The OSTP experiment to run a state-level super stock four-wheel drive truck class and separate them from the small super modified four-wheel drive lower truck class used to run may actually work out really well. Okay, Charles, this is a Charles question. Tell me about that a little bit.
They didn't have enough numbers for a lot of years, so they were basically running the full house, 7,500 pound super stock diesel trucks against their blower trucks. And in recent years, the blower trucks really just couldn't keep up anymore. So splitting them back apart, I think, was the right move. Yeah, I think they made the right choice there.
Lily drove her husband's truck and got second place. That's what I saw on Facebook Saturday night, right?
Yep, she did a good job.
Smoking Ya HD.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a ton of people there. I know Charles has been there. Oh yeah,
it's a cool place to go.
She
go
can
watch
drive.
a pull.
There were a ton of people there. I know
for her own diesel super.
There were people sitting on the hillside 200 yards beyond. That's awesome.
Wow.
That is awesome.
I think from what I'm told, the coolest detail on Lily's new fire suit is on the back of it. It says Mrs. Smoking Ya.
Yeah.
Now I will go on record as saying, and I say this with the ultimate respect for both of them, but if they ever have kids, I will talk Eric into buying her a suit that on the back it doesn't say Mrs. Smoking Ya. It says Stacy's mom. And every time she stages the tractor, all of us will sing the song to stage her.
Stacy's mom got it going on.
And yes, Mike, you're exactly right. Boy, that mini class was something else. I would.
Did the minis only hook Friday night?
Yes. And I should have asked to see the speedometer. There were so many mini. I looked at my photos. There's like squat diddle turned out because I couldn't pan fast enough. I felt like I was trying to shoot drag racing. It was stupid fast. Like Tyler's hair was like flying out of his helmet backwards. It was amazeballs. And he made a heck of a pass.
Charles, let's talk about Hudsonville a little bit, where you were, buddy.
Yeah, 2-day deal out there, truck show, live auction. I have not heard actually the results yet on how much money was raised, but anyway, they didn't charge you to get in. They just asked for a donation, and everything was going to go to 92 for 22, another organization supporting mental health issues for our veterans.
Awesome.
I was asked back over the wintertime to be a part of it, and when they told me what it was, I said, well, I'm down with that. I want to come. I want to be a part of it. And by the way, I'm donating my time. I'm not charging you to be there. So
is that the same show as Rust and Dust, or is that a different deal?
different deal. This was the
Okay.
first. They've done the truck show part. I think this was the 5th or 6th year for the truck show part, but it was their first year doing a sled pull. It was a season opener for West Michigan pullers over there, and Hudsonville has the space for 2 very wide tracks. It's a good facility. They can seat, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 people in there, I think, and I'd say the place was 65 or 70% full. It was a good night.
Gosh, I miss Hudsonville. I haven't been there in so long.
It's a cool place. I like that fairgrounds.
1997 or 98, I think, was the last time I was there.
Yeah, you probably don't. You were probably there. The old grandstands. I think these are newer than that.
Yes, I was. That was the first time I heard that was the first time I'd ever heard a diesel V8. Because as I was walking up, it was me and my cousins Eric and Kevin, and we got to the show late because we were all working on the farm on Friday night and left a little late. And we're walking through the fairgrounds, and we hear this unholy roar, and we all kind of look at each other like, "What the hell was that?" And it turns out it was Jeff Aarons.
Yeah, the Storm.
And the Storm when it was a pro.
Yep. I remember
Boy,
that,
that
back
made
in those days.
That made a
It
heck of a
sounded-
noise.
That thing did sound just plain nasty back then.
Yeah, that sounded mean.
And on the right night, it would run good too.
Mm-hmm.
Cody, can you move your shoulder now, or what's going on with it since your surgery?
I can move it. It's didn't do anything really to make it better. So got in there, cleaned some stuff out, and then quit. So waiting on 3D CAT scan to come back, figure out how much bone's missing.
And that's from high school football?
That and just wear and tear on it, yeah. So I already got a wedge and 2 screws in there.
Cody spent a lot of time doubling as a rodeo clown.
Pretty much.
Okay. I'm not fast enough to be a rodeo clown, guys. So I don't think I'd make it back to the barrel.
You can talk fast enough.
I don't think
bulls negotiate that way.
Oh, shoot.
He could be an auctioneer if he could count, but we already established that about 20 minutes ago. He can't count.
I was in Canada all week. You guys are all dickheads, and I got to go to Manitoba, guys, to the Prairie Pulling League, the other PPL, over in Manitoba, Morris, Manitoba, at a big, like half-mile truck wagon racetrack, basically. A big ag society put this pull on, and I got to see the old remedy, guys, the old 1206. So,
oh, that's cool.
And they I mean, they haven't updated it one bit since 2015 when I shipped it up there. And the gentleman that bought it has passed away, and a couple of his buddies are running it now. And it was fun. It was good time, and I think what's that?
Bring those pictures up.
Yeah, I could do that.
Cody, have you ever seen the original remedy?
What's that?
Not until I saw the pictures. That and the radial was pretty cool.
It was a good time. I just met a lot of great people. You guys remember Monty Getz from Gordyville, the big tall guy that brought the
I remember Monty.
Yep, he was up there. And then
Joe
Holford bought Mike Prashinsky and Greg Przinski's track patrol sleds. And that's why they have 2 good sleds up there. They have a mini rod sled and a big sled. So
good deal.
It was a good time. I'm really, really glad. And I got out in the Western Canada a little bit, and I started seeing some of these big farms they always talk about. You know, it's legit. But they had a huge crowd Saturday night.
Like the small grain farmers, the guys who farm like 15,000 acres of canola.
Yep, exactly.
Exactly. That's big stuff.
Cool. It was pretty cool. Here's a little walk. Here's a video I put together of the old girl.
You
Still my
update the beer
favorite
money
sheet metal.
stickers?
Holy cow! It's still got a Hennessy. It's still got all the Badger State decals on it, doesn't it?
Only thing they did different was this top up here in the top right, the Super Tracks. That's the only sticker. Otherwise, it's got the heart sticker up front, the Churn and Dirt, all the Badger State stickers from 2015.
Wow!
All the spots. Look, the Mav TV. It was, guys. It was like a time. It was awesome.
That's cool.
I just put those Kaiser wheels on the back. Remember when the colors were coming out on the Kaiser wheels? And those tires were the deep treads. That's what was popular in 2015 on the Hot Farm class. Yep. I just put those on there that year.
Did you update the beer money stickers on it?
So that was fun to see that, guys. Not gonna lie.
Still my favorite version of that of the Remedy. Always will be.
No, I don't disagree. Doug's been whispering 1206 sayings into my ear for the next tractor a lot. So after seeing it, he might have got what he wanted because it was pretty neat to see that. I made it very clear to those fellers that if they ever
remember our deal, I get to pick what we're doing. That's our deal.
Hey.
I get to pick the sheet metal. So
in case you need more convincing, Jason, have you looked at Blackthorn's page lately?
I have not.
You should probably do that at the last post that they put up.
A 1206?
Real pretty 1206. On
Really?
alcohol.
Who's
Leaving their
that?
shop soon. I can't tell you where it's going, but it's going to be real pretty.
Awesome.
We should also make a comment about Lindsay Campbell.
Yeah.
After she had kind of an incident. She didn't hurt it as bad as Tyler did when he rolled it at TPC. She was a little sore after that little excursion, but they did fix up the tractor, and Jordan Nelson was about to take it for a rip on Saturday night until we had to call the show.
Okay.
So she'll be back. I'm sure Kevin and the team has given it a pretty thorough once over now that it's in a shop, but.
So Thursday night down in Pleasant Hill, Illinois, Andrew Sprock split his two-wheel drive truck in half.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent me
Heard
the video
about that.
Friday morning. I want to show you this video, guys. And I want to get to bed because I know Charles is up late, but I got an early flight to Florida in the morning. So,
What are you doing
Lindsay,
down there?
work. I got an office in Pensacola now, so that I work with for mortgage. Yeah, Lindsay, thank you for commenting and watching. So we appreciate you. So this is Andrew's. He just took this like a champ. This is crazy.
He is to pull the whole vehicle out the gate, not just half of it. That's what it is, right? What's left of Angel's truck tonight?
Holy hell.
Now it just needs somebody behind me going, dang. Dang.
Can you blow this up at all, Jason?
Yeah, I can't blow that up, Ryan. Sorry. That's what I got sent to me.
No worries.
He had texted me and said, the worst part was, he said he just got it painted 2 weeks ago. And he goes, it wasn't cheap to get that truck painted. So,
Yeah, I would imagine not.
Is that a Dakota body?
Yep.
Yeah.
There can't be many of those. Like the old Give Her the Beans truck? No. Wow.
The only other two-wheel drive I remember with the body like that was the Rent-A-Wreck Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and didn't pair of Jacks have, or that was maybe the older first gen Dakota body. I don't remember now. Steve and Jessica Jacks.
oh, yeah. I remember that now, Charles. So
There was a Wisconsin truck that had that body on. I can't think of his name now. He just passed away a couple of years ago. Twisted Tight.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, it was
out of Monroe. Out of
Yeah,
Monroe.
it was like yellow and blue. It looked like a
Yep.
twisted tea can.
Yep.
Huh.
Mettings held their own at Farley.
Very nicely, I believe. They were tickled to death. They were absolutely happy as clams.
They're going to Hutch, right?
Yes.
I don't know yet. I haven't got any word, but I called Connor on Saturday night and he said they were still considering it. So
Well, Clint got third, right?
third or fourth.
Yeah.
So
Julia had a pretty dominant pass on Friday night. It was one of those passes where about a half a second after the clutch comes out, you know she's going to win. It's like one of those where they just come out of the hole just hell bent for leather.
she was 350 or something, right?
Yeah, 350. She put 10 feet on her nearest competitor.
That was pretty impressive.
So yeah, she told me that was a fun ride. I said, I'll bet it was.
Dirt flirt, Doug.
Well, that
Field
I don't
Camp.
remember. I thought that was an F10, but
Mm-hmm.
Amfi's truck though was a Dakota body.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Dirt Flirt was Rick
Dirt
Austin,
Flirt
right?
That was a
Yeah.
Colorado body.
Yeah.
Maybe earlier one could have been, but
So that Bradley Bloodoff, that Prairie Rat 2-wheel drive, you might recognize that, Charles. He won the 2-wheel drive truck class Saturday night, and then he's part of Larry Hillworth's team up there, and they have that JetBlue turbine. So Dale Stampfly's Twisted Tight, Wyatt Schulte says.
Yep.
Twisted Tight. Yeah, Dirt Flirt was Rick Austin's.
yep.
And that's
Yeah.
Chevy.
And that's Nathan Foss' truck now.
Okay. Wyatt Schulte says Parrish was on a pass until it let go. So, well, Doug and I and Hope are going to Hutchinson, Minnesota this weekend. Mackenzie and Chandler will be with Outlaw TV Friday night, Cherokee, Iowa, Saturday night, Arlington, Nebraska. But there's 50 some polls, you guys, on outlawpolling.tv for $39.95 a month. You can watch all of it. And you can watch in the past. It's the best deal out there. I know Flow Racing's got 8 shows this year. I think I saw on their Facebook page. I think they're doing Macville this weekend. Is the first Flow Racing one. They have a huge platform, so that's good for the sport. But yeah, I don't know. Cody, Charles, Ryan, what do you guys got? Where are you guys heading next?
I will be doing a double header Friday night and Saturday night. The Blanchard Mill Pond, hooks 3 and 4 for West Michigan pullers.
Okay.
I'll be announcing, and my son will be in the sled.
Is Allie going to be taking photos?
Yeah, probably. I think she's going to probably come along too, and she'll be doing some of that. So, yep.
Do you take your text that you put with your photos does that just come, or do you sit down, or does that just come to your head like within seconds and you're running?
I let the picture talk to me, and if it's telling me a story, then I just put it in words. Yeah, it's kind of
Awesome.
on the spot. Yeah.
Chaz Plumbing was impressive considering his dad whipping his arm to pin the throttle. Was Lance getting excited there, Ryan?
I didn't see, but that wouldn't surprise me.
He won 2-wheel drives, right? Friday night?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Out of 31 or 32 of them?
Yeah, there was a lot of them.
It was 34 on Friday night.
I thought I saw 31 or 32. I can go look again. Doesn't matter.
Who was from Michigan with the Charles, your buddy, who was looking for his first?
Jake Shepard.
Yeah.
I thought I was
I'm not gonna
praying
lie,
he was going to hang on.
I'm not gonna lie. When you told me that he was looking for the first win, because that was a beautiful pass he made. I mean, he came right out of the gate and he sailed through that track, like 340 or something.
Yep. I was really hoping that was going to hold on.
And that's the old Apple Pie Express, right?
No, that's the sister truck. They still have that one too. Well,
okay.
They don't. Their teammate does. Grifka's have that one.
Okay.
Does that go back to Hoffman's old 49er?
It's the same truck. Yep.
Love that. So my favorite photo of the weekend, I think Brandon took this at Baraboo, but this Pro Farm John Deere when the front end came down, and the guy's look on his face as Brandon's taking his photo. I got this up on the screen right now. Freaking just.
I already know what you're going to put up. It's funny.
I mean, just that. I think we'd all have that same look on our face. He's just like, really, guys? Really going to take this photo? I just think that's classic. So I think that's old Nemitz's nemesis, Joe Nemitz Roos. You'd recognize that.
Is it really?
Yeah, pretty sure.
That's one of those big cube tractors, right?
Yeah, the big womp wompers. So
yeah, the ones with the unicorn fart injection and all that.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I just laughed. That poor guy. I don't even know this guy right here. I might recognize his name, but they're just. It's like smile. Oh shoot! And the guy.
I thought the old radial that you got to see up in Canada was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was Charles or Cody. It was. Yeah,
Charles, what's the story on that tractor that Jesse got a picture of called the Ranger?
Is
that on JP?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's an Ohio State mod. It's got 3 Bell Ranger V12s with Pro Chargers on them. They're like 770 cubic inch each, so they're basically like a miniature Allison. And I haven't seen that tractor out on a track in it's been like 5 or 6 years since last time I saw it, and they had to do a lot of engineering to make them work in the pulling application because as an airplane engine, they actually sit upside down. The crankshaft's on top, so they had to change all the oiling and everything else just to make them run.
It reminds me of that old Mini Mo strangled junk or whatever we called it with all the stuff sticking out there. This one,
solid junk.
Junk. This one, Charles.
Yep, that's it.
That's the photo. Man, that just looks like a nightmare.
Yeah.
So those are small cube V12s, huh?
Yeah, 775 or 778, I think, somewhere in there.
Cool. That's got to sound a little different on the track.
It does. It does. They're not as deep as the Allisons we're used to.
Right.
Robert Dimmitt says, was Peter Norton's run as impressive live as it was on live stream on Saturday night?
It was a good pass. You know who Robert Dimmitt is, right?
I recognize the name, but it's not. It's the way you make it sound. I should know more. So
Yeah, that was because a bottle of Bullet had passed through your liver. That's Ralphie the Antique Guy.
Shoot, I quit drinking.
Yep.
I quit drinking. I've been sober for a month now, guys. Since that damn Glencoe, Kentucky deal.
There's a part of me that wants to ask what the hell happened in Glencoe, Kentucky, and the
I
rest of me
don't
just
want
says,
to know.
Ryan, let it go.
I drank a bottle of whiskey by myself, and I threw up all day Saturday. All day Saturday, Ryan. All day. Like till 5 p.m. And Doug actually...
We were prepared to run without him.
It was a bet. It's Chase
You have
Richards.
to hold his hair and everything like we did in that year in Diesels and Dark Corners.
It was bad.
This was 10 times worse than that.
Oh, man. Dude.
It was bad.
Moderation, Jason. Moderation.
Yeah, you guys know I moderate well. So
Yeah, very well.
one of my strengths, actually. Charles comments, texts me every day. He's like, Jason, I love how you're so moderate.
Cody, where are you going next? Are you gonna be ready to take pictures in a couple of weeks at Mount City or what?
That's my hopes. I don't know. I thought about going to Arlington to watch, but yeah.
Is that going to be the first big 5-0 hook for PPL, Mount City?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, yeah, no, I guess maybe for our neck of the woods. Charles kind of went, we'll see.
I mean, I hope the turnout's better than the first Region 2 hook was over here.
Yeah, but remember,
We're
you're
in
in outlaw
Morley?
country, so
Yeah.
if somebody wants to go pulling, they can go.
What's the outlaw hook of that night? It's Toma weekend, so Manila and Whitewright, Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'll be in Manila Saturday, and then the rest of the crew is going down to Whitewright. Doug, you're staying in Toma, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Tyler Slaw, I shotgunned a Truly. That is not alcohol. I had to because Charles, you understand when Tyler has to shotgun someone, you have to say it, even if you're not drinking anymore, right?
Yeah, it's kind of and you're on camera, so there's like some peer pressure thing going on there.
Yeah. Tyler's my hero. I can't let Tyler down. So
Tyler and I had a lot of fun on Saturday night at the bar. If you're gonna okay, so pro tip. If you're gonna end up at a pull that gets canceled, do it where there's one with a bar on site. It usually turns out to be a real good time.
you don't think when Simons bought that, they were like, yeah, this is going to be okay. How many pullers
No,
got
I know
there?
1,000% that they knew it was going to be okay.
How many pullers got there Thursday so they could party Thursday night? Because the pits had to have been half full Thursday.
I have no idea. I wasn't there until Friday about 4.
We're headed across to Marion, Jason, and I meet Travis headed east with the hauler. I sent him a text. I said, "Are you lost?" He says, "Nope, just going to spectate."
I love it.
And they were.
Farley Saturday night was unforgettable. Wyatt, are you old enough for unforgettable moments yet? I'm wondering. I think legally.
Well, he's young enough where he gets unforgettable moments. I'm old enough where I do start forgetting.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to be on the show tonight if I would have been in Farley Saturday night.
That's quite likely.
When I left the pits Saturday night in Canada, they thought for sure I was going to hoop it up. I'm like, boys, I'm going to the hotel. I got to drive 700 miles tomorrow. I thought they thought I was joking. I'm like, no, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, had you been in Farley, I kind of feel like maybe some of the mini rod guys might have polluted you a little bit.
Chase and Tyler, I probably would have concaved. What's the word? Got on the wagon, got off the wagon. What am I on? Am I on the wagon when you're not drinking?
Yeah.
Caved is a pretty good description
So
there.
if that theory is true, then it could happen on Friday night again, because we have minis in Hutch on Friday. night.
Or I could just be like, you know what? It's time to. We got a lot of stuff going on. I can't be throwing up all day long. You know, it's possible.
Tyler made a very, very telling comment because as they were canceling the show, I'm walking by him. He says, "Boy, do they realize how irresponsible it is of them to let us have this much time to drink in the bar?" And then I joined him about an hour and a half later, and there were some wagers, and there was some social engineering, and there was Brian McDonald's hat, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I had a good time, boys. Thank you.
I get so stuck in the tower at so many of these events, and it's tough to socialize really. And sometimes rainouts really are the best times. You know?
Tyler, you're probably right.
Come on, you.
And they were boogieing.
Oh, you
Wow.
have no idea. It was like a drag car that just squats and goes. That's exactly what happened. I mean, they just squatted and it was suddenly they were gone.
That is awesome.
Charles made a comment about 5-0 turnout at the first NTPA Region 2 hook.
Yeah.
I did hear that there was one that made some pretty good smoke, though. And there's a few people who probably don't know it yet, but Mark Lawyer's back.
Yes. Yep, the old Wrapped Up with a Vengeance was there. Chris Kane and Parkinson were the three that were there.
Uh-huh.
I think there'll be more as the summer goes on. I'm pretty confident of that.
I think Lawyer feels like he has a little bit of tuning to do, but I think he feels like he's got a really good platform to start with, and I'll bet he's right.
Yeah.
We're not going to rip on you for the Pro Farm deal. That just happens. I love the picture. I thought that was a great picture. So.
Did you pull the radial up yet? Because I haven't seen that.
I'm looking for it.
That's cool because that's like on the list to like want to go see.
Oh, that tractor's up north now?
Yeah, I got that one up in Canada.
Yeah, that used to be down in Ohio.
I think I was live, Cody.
No, I saw.
No, I saw a stationary photo of it.
Okay.
There was super dark. It was at night.
Still love that truck.
Yep, Sean Weens. That's Joe Hofert's now. So.
Is that right?
Yep, Joe
you
had
better
that.
bring that. You better bring that down to a few outlaw hooks again.
Yeah, he has.
Shot at that.
Yeah, he does. He plans on it.
Good, because the last picture I took of that thing sucked, and and that's not the way I want to finish it.
That's his mod. That's Joe's mod. That's Joe's mini. That was the crowd Saturday night before. It got full, guys. It was 3/4 full by the end of the night on Saturday night. So it was great to see that. And that's a big grandstands.
Is Joe starting to run like an orphanage for wayward pulling tractors?
Pretty much. That's what he said. He goes and he sees something.
That's
and
awesome.
That's awesome. Very awesome.
Oh, there's the state tractor, or the national tractor of Canada.
The Cockshut.
A Cockshut. There's another one.
What's the deal with the long chain?
I think that's Charles could comment on that better, but that's what they did with the mini rod sled with the bigger vehicles.
Yeah, I've seen them do that before. You use a mini sled for something like this and put the long chain on. I don't know. I wouldn't want to pull that way. You got no leverage.
Oh, so this guy, there was two.
Did we
diesel
even have a
trucks
drive shaft show?
No. There was 2 diesel trucks in the stock class, and this guy had the Ford, and this is the first time I ever drove it. And then next guy came up, and I said, the guy in the Ford called you a pussy. He just hammered it. It was so awesome. He had a Dodge. I don't know if I got a good picture of it or not, but it was a blast. It was a blast. It was a good time. Really, I'm so glad I went over there. It was so good to just meet all these guys and see everything. Just a fun time. A fun time. So
How's Monty doing?
He's doing great.
Good. What about the kid? The kid
He's
driver?
doing good. I call him, Joe Dirt. So
Yes, very much Joe Dirt.
Yep, he's doing
and
good.
proud.
Oh yeah. No, he had his boots on with no socks, cruising around Saturday afternoon in the pits. It was pretty funny. So
That kid was cool. After he wrecked the mini at Gordyville, he like stood up and took a bow and gave everybody the horns. It was great.
yeah, we had a blast. That's Joe's 8-year-old right there. His son Dylan, I think, is his name.
Holy moly!
Driving that little mini
What's
rod.
what's figuratively speaking? What's under the hood of that? Is that a 4-banger or is that a?
Yeah, I think just a little 4-cylinder. Charles probably
Okay.
could recognize it better, but I think that's what they said. So,
Ford 2.3, if I had to guess.
guys, I want to go to bed.
I'm in favor.
So, yeah. So let's recap. Denver Gaitschi. Am I saying that right? Getchi. Denver Getchi.
Getchy.
Maumee Valley Pullers this Friday and Saturday, Wasion, Ohio. Friday night, kind of a big brush pull. That's not a
$10.
grip on anything. If we ever say that, that's just
Nope.
it's a big non-sanctioned pull. Saturday during the day, they got garden tractors and mini rods. There were some mini rods Friday night, and then Saturday nights are NTPA pull. And then Hutchinson, Minnesota, NTPA Grand National pulling up in McLeod County Fairgrounds Friday and Saturday, and then Arlington, Nebraska Saturday. Out there is what's the power in the dirt? What do they call it, Doug? I forget. And then Macville Nationals are the events that we're involved in. Charles, recap where you're heading again, buddy.
It will be doubleheader in Blanchard, Michigan, center part of the state, with West Michigan Pullers Friday and Saturday. All classes run both nights.
That's not Thumb. Western
Not-
Michigan's
not
own deal.
Thumb. It's like the West Side version of Thumb.
West Side.
Mm-hmm.
So, like your pinky.
Yeah, they run the West Side.
Gotcha. Oh, Joe's watching. That's a Chevette motor in that little mini rod there, guys. So, Roos, where are you going?
Sadly, I'm headed to a couple of funeral homes this weekend.
Yes. Wait up.
I'm
You always
off.
do this at
I'm
the end
off.
of the show. So
I'm off.
you're off.
So
Cody's rehabbing.
Yeah, I may go to Arlington. We'll see.
Cool.
that's not a like a super long hike for you, right?
It's about an hour and 45 minutes.
That's not bad at all,
No.
given how far you and I have both driven to shows
Yeah, it's not too
to
bad.
have them rain out.
There's one tractor in particular I really want to see run.
Hey man, I do too.
So yeah,
I texted him back when he sent me that picture. I said, "Hallelujah."
yeah, I really
Oh,
want.
you're talking about Roger, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's I figured.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
we really
one.
want to see
So
that.
I take it back. There's 2 tractors I really want to see run. Now that I think about it.
Lane, the other one.
Yep, Life in the Fast Lane and Roger. So, yep, both of those are going to be at Arlington. So,
I don't know. The 4-1 light mod would be pretty impressive too. I think.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that'd be pretty cool. Is that when you say 4-1?
Yes.
That
Yep.
4-1 with a 640, or is
Yes.
that like
No,
okay?
Like a 4-1 motor taken out of a limited pro, dropped in a mod chassis.
I mean, because they have a 4-1 semi class, and you could theoretically put a 4-1 on an 855,
Yep.
which would be pretty cool too.
Whose is that? Oh yeah, yeah. No, never mind. I know who that is. Never mind.
Well, I don't, so spill the beans.
I've seen pictures of it.
Yes,
And
thank
also-
you. That didn't answer my question.
And also, the new paint scheme from I've been getting Snapchats of Gage Ott sends me Snapchats of the new paint schemes. Like those things are pretty sweet too.
Oh yeah, they look awesome.
Dodging the question.
I might have got a Snapchat from Gage on that one too. I forget who he said.
Well, I'll let you guys send each other text messages. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching tonight.
I'm going to punch him through the phone.
I appreciate all of you for watching. Steve Bunnage, we're thinking of you. Take care, buddy. And yeah,
Listen to your wife.
listen to Lisa. She's a nurse, damn it. Listen to her.
That's right.
So, have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
See you guys.
Yeah.